Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Oops, set up here. This is not just a recorded live. I'm live today. It's a live. I had done a video last night. It didn't come out. So, anyways, you don't need to hear all that. So, good morning. It's July 18th, 2023. And I woke up to this interesting, catchy headline on my news feed. Meghan Markle is probably a sociopath, Samantha Markle's lawyer says. And it's another piece by Meghan Markle's butt boy, Jack Royston. So I was like, huh. I've only been saying Meghan's a psychopath for years now. And a lawyer, Samantha's lawyers come out and said it. But what concerns me is that Jack Royston, who is a sycophant of Meghan or paid off by Meghan, whatever, however you want to look at it, is writing about it. And I'm like, huh, you know? And of course, immediately, one of the first things I think of with, in my opinion, Meghan Markle's psychopathology is the fact that, I'm very suspicious about her father having a heart attack right after soon after his interaction, not right after, but soon after his interaction with Smith Rayner paparazzi. And then Thomas Markle has a stroke soon after his interactions with former and partner of Coleman Smith Rayner, Carl Larson. Um, I find that quite coincidental that both times after Thomas Markle interacts with these people that work with Meghan Markle, he has a heart attack and a stroke. That would be if Meghan was somehow behind it, and I can't prove that she is. I'm not a police investigator, but I don't know if they ever will. But if she is involved in that and getting Coleman Smith Rayner people to try to kill her father, that would be a psychopath type of maneuver, you know? That would be something a psychopath would do. So I'm just saying, like, signs are there, the suspicions are there. In my opinion, that's like one example. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, so here's the article. Of course, caught my eye. Meghan Markle is, quote, probably a sociopath, Samantha Markle's lawyer says. Samantha Markle's lawyer, Meghan Markle, ran a, quote, calculated psyop to land a prince, and that she is most probably a sociopath in comments that are likely to offend the Sussex camp. Peter Tickton, senior partner. So this guy's senior partner at Tickton Law Group. So this is a top lawyer, senior partner, upped the rhetoric as the two half-sisters prepare for a court battle over whether Samantha's libel lawsuit against Meghan can proceed. But of course, he's probably basing his opinion on the way Meghan's been treating her sister. So, and it has been psychopathic, right? And I believe Samantha has had to move a few times because of death threats and being attacked by Sussex Squad in person as well as online. So that would be psychopathic behavior too. I think that Samantha's life has been threatened, from what I understand. I don't know personally. I never talked to her, but I believe she has moved a few times, as she said, for her safety. His comments will likely rile, but this lawyer probably knows a lot more, right? So if a lawyer, a top lawyer, is coming out and saying something like this, he's got some really good evidence to say that. Um, right. So this is because you know how lawyers are during lawsuits. They're always like, "Don't say anything." Most because they don't want to influence the judge. They don't want to influence the case. So they're very careful normally about what they say. So for this top lawyer to say this is really he's got to have a lot of evidence and he knows what he's doing, right? So this is serious. I mean, he's not just I don't know the circumstances of him saying this. I don't know if someone had like a Project Veritas hidden microphone in a bar and gave him a couple of drinks and got him talking too much, or if he knows exactly what he's doing and he's doing this to he knows what he's doing and he's got some hard cold evidence to show, which would be very interesting to hear about in court. So his comments will likely rile the Sussex team. Meghan has been called a sociopath before by former palace staff, according to biographer of courtiers and royal correspondent Valentine Lowe, the journalist who broke the 2021 story that Meghan had been accused of bullying former aides. Yes, now there's a story that's constantly being censored and covered up by Harry and Meghan, right? And even the royal family. The nasty bullying and screaming and abusing and terrorizing. I mean, Meghan psychologically terrorized the palace staff there, and she's able to walk free from it without anyone coming out and speaking out about it and exposing what a monster she is. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you heard what just came out. Barack Obama's brother, Malik, admitted on Twitter that Barack Obama's gay. He said he's most definitely gay or something along that line. And then he deleted his tweet, but people caught it. So Meghan Markle's boss, Obama, has been verified over and over again as being gay. We all know Michelle Obama's a tranny, so I think the spirit of Joan Rivers is coming back and getting revenge. But anyways, that's another story. Sorry, I'm going off on another tangent there. But anyways, back to Meghan Markle, the psychopath. So he said, quote, "I'm not certain as to her exact diagnosis," Tickton told Newsweek. Quote, "I don't know for sure whether she's a psychopath or maybe she's a sociopath or just has borderline personality disorder with narcissistic tendencies." Jeez, this lawyer is not holding back. This wasn't just a off the cuff remark, you know. He's like, "Yeah, she's probably a psychopath or a sociopath. BPD with narcissism." One thing's for sure, Megan is definitely certifiable, her and her husband. Quote, "I just believe she's one of these, most probably a sociopath." So he's going towards sociopath. But you know what? Sociopath, psychopath, I mean, I'm no expert, but I read some books on it, and there's very little difference. Some say sociopath is made, while psychopath is born. Biology, nature versus nurture, however you want to look at it, they're basically the same thing, at the end of the day. So you're dealing with a sadistic, heartless, somebody with no empathy, calculated, cruel, will murder you for simply insulting them. It's justifiable to them. I mean, they're just, and they can't be cured. Like they have to be locked up for good. There's no cure for them as a psychopath, anyways. Sociopath, maybe there's decades of therapy you can do, but at Megan's age, you might as well just lock him away for life. Anyway, it's just my opinion. Anyhow, Newsweek approached Megan's spokesman person for comment. Well, Megan's spokesperson Royston is writing this, so When the libel case was first launched, her lawyer Michael Kump said in the statement, "quote This baseless and absurd lawsuit is just a continuation." Okay, so Meghan Markle's lawyer Michael Kumps had originally said this baseless lawsuit is absurd continuation of a pattern of disturbing behavior. Okay, so Meghan started this, by the way. Don't forget. It was Meghan's lawyer who accused Samantha Markle of a pattern of disturbing behavior when Samantha filed the libel lawsuit or the defamation lawsuit, right? So Meghan started this. Meghan tried to portray Samantha as a stalker. Meghan, the ultimate stalker of royalty. Projects onto her sister. No, she's a stalker with a pattern of disturbing behavior. Now, a major plus, which is a major minus in Samantha's life, is that Samantha has MS and she's in a wheelchair. Okay, she's not stalking anyone, right? She has a terminal illness, basically, to put it too much of a fine point on it. But Megan still tries to accuse her of being a stalker. Like she's coming to get her, she's hanging outside her house or something. And then Megan's lawyer went on, "We will give it the minimum attention necessary, which is all it deserves." So very nasty, accusing Samantha of a pattern of disturbing behavior, which is basically accusing her of being mentally ill. So Megan is dangerous, and she's got power, and she's got money, and she's got connections to Obama and Bill Gates. Yeah, she needs to be taken down, not out. I'm not advocating violence. I'm just saying she needs to lose this case. She needs to be punished, preferably institutionalized. Anyway, Samantha has accused Megan of defamation over comments she made in the Oprah Winfrey in March 2021, which, by the way, Harry and Meghan have never apologized or conceded or acknowledged that they lied and lied and lied, and we all know it, like at least 12 provable lies, if not more. Harry and Meghan have never, and again, this is a sign of psychopathology, s- sociopathology. They don't admit to their wrongdoing. They just keep lying. Pathological lying is one of the characteristics of sociopathology, psychopathology, right? So, and that's what Harry and Meghan are doing. Now, Meghan's got Harry doing it, but Harry is like picking up on it. Um, but Megan definitely does it. Just lie and lie and lie and lie, and no regret, no remorse. They never feel guilty. So there's no guilt. Psychopaths don't feel guilt. So when you catch them lying, like, aha, I caught you. Now a normal person would feel guilty, right? Or shame. Like they got caught, they got caught lying. Not Megan, not a psychopath. They just move on to the next lie. And that's why so many politicians are also psychopaths. AOC and Pelosi, any politician you can think of, they're all the same. They really are. So many of them are psychopaths. They have no compunction, no guilt. They just move on to the next lie. That's all. Next lie. Yeah. So Harry and Meghan have lied and lied and lied on Oprah. Never apologized, never acknowledged. They just come out with more lies. And Netflix in December 2022 suggesting they had no real relationship growing up. Meghan told the couple's docuseries in her Harry and Meghan that she lived with her mother, Doria Ragland, who is probably also a psychopath, during the week with a criminal background, with her father, Thomas Markle, on the weekend as a child after her parents split, which is not true. She was with her father full time, from what I understand. And she argued that her father's other children, Samantha and Thomas Jr., were adults and had already moved out, which again is not true. They were in high school when she was born, and then Samantha at 16 got MS symptoms and whatnot, had to drop out of school because of her illness. But Megan made it sound like she dropped out because she was some unwed mother or something. Megan's really nasty. She really is nasty to her family in the way she portrayed them, and portraying Samantha as having three children from three different fathers, which is a lie. It's not true. She was married and she had two married twice. Anyway, so she's just uh Megan's really nasty to her, lying about her family. So Samantha's team say she was highly involved in Megan's upbringing while Megan lived with Thomas Sr. full time, and that she saw Doria only on some weekends. Now, I think there's somebody out there who might have proof that Doria was in prison. Maybe tax evasion or drugs. I mean, we all know Doria's smoking pot all the time on the front lawn. Tom Bauer wrote about that and others, I believe. If her case is going to proceed to trial, she will need to convince the judge not only that Megan's account was wrong, but also that it was damaging to her reputation. Well, yeah, I mean, Megan said plenty of things about Samantha to ruin her reputation, calling her, even her Megan's lawyer said it was defamatory. A pattern of disturbing behavior, really. Tickton said, quote, excuse me, we all loved Megan when she started to date Harry. In time, though, when we learned that Megan was not exactly what we thought she was. To many, the bloom came off the rose with a thud. Quote, here you have a person who should have been on top of the world, and instead she sowed seeds of destruction and harm onto her father, the royal family, and her wheelchair-bound sister. He continued, quote, it is an unfortunate situation when a person, excuse me, is at odds with her own family. Here you have Meghan at odds with the families on both sides. Yes. On Meghan and Harry's relationship, he added, quote, this wasn't love on first dates. It was a calculated psyop to land a prince. Amen to that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we need to expose that more. Why hasn't an investigative journalist dove into Marcus Anderson and the Soho House and all that, and Misha Nunu and all these? I mean, I know Crazy Days and Nights has done quite a bit. He really knows all the players and where they were. Like he dissected that picture of Megan with Misha Nunu when they were posing. They got a picture of them together, and he said that was a known place where yachting girls would get together. Yeah, there's if somebody did a good documentary on that for Netflix, hello Netflix, why don't you do an investigation into Megan's background there, Soho House and everything? That would be a good seller for Netflix. I would watch the hell out of that. Anyways, okay, I digress. My mind's going in all different places today. So he also took more general aim at Meghan's account of her life, including the often told story of how she sent a letter to Procter and Gamble asking for it to change the language on an advert for dishwasher soap Ivory Clear, which said, quote, "Women are fighting greasy pots and pans with Ivory Clear." Meghan, the royal baby from Nick News to new mom. He said, quote, "Hmm, this is a person, Meghan Markle, who participated in a class project. It was a class project. And on her father's recommendation, because of Thomas Markle, her dad, his idea, the Emmy Award winning lighting director, I'm like, Meghan, who can't win an Emmy, recommended that Meghan write a letter to a soap manufacturer. You know, if Meghan had stuck with her dad and had her dad in her life, she would be doing so much better right now. Because you know what? When you have a lucky person, I think Thomas Markle, in many ways, is a very lucky person to go from rags to riches and like everything. He wins lottery, he buys a lottery ticket and he wins. I mean, he's just blessed with good luck. Like he's got that Midas touch. So you want someone like Thomas Markle in your life. He's like He's like a good luck charm. And Megan screwed that up big time. Now, when Megan had her father, she lived with her father. Look at the trajectory. Her life was going really well. She was well supported. She went to Northwestern University. She got a job in suits eventually. But as soon as she cuts her dad out, that's it. She goes into free fall because she no longer has that luck and blessing of her father, who's I think very lucky person. And yeah, I'd be very lucky to have him around. I think. Anyways, so it's Thomas Markle's idea to write a letter to soap manufacturer, and to this day professes that she had a significant impact on the soap company, neutralizing its language in the ad. Yeah, Megan thinks it's all because of her, because she's a raging narcissist psychopath. Quote, the lawyer continues, no one wrote to Megan thanking her and attributing her to the change. So there's no proof or evidence that Megan did, in fact, change anything or have any effect whatsoever. And we all know she didn't. So it's all a lie. Another huge, gargantuan lie. Megan's lied so much. And just because she goes on the stage in the UN, don't get me started on the UN right now. But she goes on stage there and says, "Oh, I did this. I changed this," and nobody questions it. Everyone just believes it. Why hasn't Procter and Gamble come out and said, no, actually, we never heard of Megan before. We didn't change it because of her." Why didn't they do that? Somebody needs to get Procter and Gamble to come out and officially confirm this because this lie has been repeated so much. I mean, if Procter and Gamble doesn't care who lies about them, then we could all just claim we changed their commercials, right? So no one wrote her thanking her for attributing the change to her, yet she assumed she caused it. And this is one claim of accomplishment. Well, this is Megan's main claim of accomplishment. She doesn't have many accomplishments. So this is basically her big claim to fame, and it's all a big fat lie. So the unnecessary lies about all she blames and the harm she committed is the basis of my opinion. Yes, I will stick to the term. Wow, the unnecessary lies, the blames and harm. Yeah. Lowe, who is a royal correspondent for The Times, Valentine Lowe, described in Courtiers how some palace staff who worked with Meghan also called her a, quote, narcissistic sociopath. Quote, by the time the relationship had deteriorated completely, Harry and Meghan's team, who would refer to themselves as the Sussex Survivors Club, is actually a group of people that call themselves the Sussex Survivor Club, right? It's how horrible Harry and Meghan were. The core members, Meghan's former private secretary, Samantha Cohen, former press secretary, Sarah Latham. Really, Sarah Latham's in there. I think Sarah Latham worked for the Clintons, so I'd be very suspicious of her being in there. She's probably a mole, look out. And assistant press secretary, Marnie Gaffney, another Australian, would come up with a damning epithet for Meghan that she was a narcissistic sociopath. A Mayo Clinic definition of sociopathy reads, quote, antisocial personality disorder, sometimes called sociopathy, sociopathy, I think, is a mental health condition in which a person consistently shows no regard for right and wrong and ignores the rights and feelings of others. Well, it's a lot more than that, but people with antisocial personality disorder tend to purposely make others angry or upset, or manipulate or treat others harshly or with cruel indifference. They lack remorse, they don't feel guilt, or do not regret their behavior. Yeah, they just move on like a robot. The phrase is often used as a term of abuse. Oh, look at Jack Royston adding on there. It's often used for abuse. No, it's used to describe a sociopath's behavior. I don't know. Royston's on the radar too, I think, in my opinion, with all this crap he writes. I mean, I've got articles going back. He's been doing this for years, but of course he's getting paid. But still, crap he comes out with. Anyways, a court filing by Meghan's team, seen by Newsweek, read 3 times plaintiff has tried and failed to turn a personal grudge into a federal case for reasons unbeknownst to Meghan, relying solely on non-actionable opinions of third-party statements. This action should be dismissed with prejudice. Yeah, no. No, Jack Royston, boy number 2 for Meghan and Harry, no. And he ends with that. He ends trying to turn this into like, oh, it's just a couple of words. No, Meghan has used the mainstream media and Sussex Squad and to platform her sister using their abuse of power. I mean, Meghan and Harry are very powerful people, and they have a lot of money, and they've hired a Sussex Squad. Why doesn't the Sussex Squad ever come up in this? They've so abusive and attacking people, and they just do it right out in the open. They are a hit squad, and they keep getting away with it. They need to be brought to justice too, in my opinion. Well, anyways, I find it suspicious a little bit that it's Jack Royston writing about this. I mean, we all know Meghan's a psychopath. Everyone knows it. Her former staff. They should bring them in to testify. I'd love to hear their testimony. But I want to look at how is this going to affect the case going forward, and what is Jack Royston doing public? Why did he publish this? You know, I'm suspicious of Jack Royston because we all know he sucks up. He works for Meghan. So what's going on here? You know, is Meghan looking for sympathy? Is she thinking that she's going to turn the judge in her favor with this somehow? Let's find out. 'Cause Meghan, if not, Meghan is nothing else, she is calculating. She's calculated, you know, everything she does is, and this would be a maneuver that she would calculate. I wouldn't put it past her. So let's find out. I'm gonna be using the Aquarian Tarot, Pocket Aquarian Tarot today. Yes, let's find out what's going on here with this. Why is Jack Royston coming out here and accurately describing his boss for a change? Let's find out. Shuffle the cards. I'm gonna split the deck. Let's see what the cards show. All right, so how will the fact that Jack Royston's coming out and exposing that the lawyer said Meghan's a sociopath, psychopath, how will this affect the case? Ooh, Ace of Swords, devastating. The devastating piece of news for her case, a new revelation here as far as this court case goes, not for us. And I also get, ooh, Page of Swords reversed. So not good. This is upping the ante and the fighting, and this could be destructive to his case to come out and say this. Um, yeah, so I wonder, I'm gonna have to look at this lawyer here. Is he self-sabotaging Samantha? Is this a setup? This is very destructive. It could, look bad. But I mean, like I said, he's a lawyer. He should know what he's doing. But normally lawyers don't come out and say things like this openly. I got star underneath it all. The general theme. This is all about using the publicity, trying to make Megan look like a star. Of course, this is another puff piece to put Megan. I'm trying to make her look good here. But this could be devastating to Megan as well. That this is exposed. I mean, obviously, like I said, hopefully he knows what he's doing, right? So, and there is a lot of evidence of Megan's abuse power and her um, climb to the top. So why did the lawyer really say this now? Why did he come out and bring this out? Nine of Swords reversed. Wow, the mental illness. To kind of think of all of the pain and suffering Megan has inflicted and that she continues to inflict on the royal family and her sister and her father and everyone. I mean, Megan and her former staff, bullying her former staff. I mean, Megan has just left, her mental illness is, and her abuse is with Oprah as well, supporting it. Oprah enabled her as well, has been so destructive. He wants to highlight that. He wants to, you know, point out that Meghan has left a path of destruction, not only with her family, but with the royal family. So, to bear in mind that Meghan doesn't get along with anybody, so it's not Meghan the victim, it's Meghan the perpetrator here. And yeah, and I believe that hopefully he's going to bring some psychologists, psychiatrists out to testify as to her behavior. Usually psychopaths won't willingly see a therapist, so or a psychologist. So, but anyways, why did Jack Royston write about this? Now, Jack Royston works for Meghan Markle, a little flying monkey of Meghan Markle, employee, whatever. But he always writes puff pieces in Meghan's defense. So why is Jack Royston writing about what a psychopath Meghan is? Why is he writing about it? Page of Rods reversed. Yeah, this is the writer, the liar, putting out puff pieces of lies normally. I mean, maybe sometimes he comes out with the truth just to keep you off kilter. That does happen sometimes. Like he puts out all these puff pieces favoring Megan, but then one time he'll put out something trying to make himself appear, but non-biased or whatever. But Omid does the same thing, but he's just putting out he's just putting out whatever gets the clicks and of course working for Megan, but he just does whatever he's paid for, even putting out the puff pieces. So he's just doing whatever is going to get him clicks and uh you know being a liar comes naturally to him too, I think. I mean, I don't know if he's lying here, but I think with some puff pieces he's stretched it quite a bit. But yeah, he knows that he's trying to stir the shizzle here. Which is what Megan's always trying to do, and he works for Megan, so it makes sense. Yeah. So this lawyer does honestly believe Harry and Meghan are mentally ill and wants that to be a point of the court focus. So what is Jack Royston expecting from this article to happen with the court case and whatnot? What's he expecting to happen? Oh, King of Swords. So he thinks his article is going to um, defend Megan or help Megan, her lawyer, right? This is a lawyer card. So I think that he thinks it's going to give a weapon to Megan's lawyer to try to claim defamation for herself or try to play the victim again. Yeah. So he thinks his articles are great, up here as the writer as well. So he thinks that it's going to get a lot of clicks, and I think it is. Hopefully, that everybody realizes and knows that Megan is a psychopath. But some people may look at it and think, "Oh my goodness, did the lawyer really say that?" So it might be, I don't know how it'll be perceived by the legal community, but it does seem a little strong words from a lawyer. But perhaps they are warranted. Like I said, he's a lawyer. He should know what he's doing. So he said that. He has his reasons, I would assume. And looks like he does. But let's see, how will this affect Megan's case with Judge Honeywell? Will it help or hurt more that the lawyer's pointing out her psychopathology? I mean, I think it's just pointing out the truth, and that, we can't be dancing around the truth just because Meghan got a title from Queen Elizabeth. You know what I mean? Meghan is what she is. She's a criminal, and but so many criminals get away with it. Like, look what Barack Obama and Michael Obama got away with. They want to get away with their crimes and never be, exposed when it's quite obvious to everyone what they are, right? So, anyways, how is this going to hurt Megan's court case? Is it going to hurt it? Ooh, Magician reverse, Major Arcana. Yeah, this is going to be very destructive because a lot of people agree and have been talking about it. And I mean, I'm far from the only person who has felt and in their opinion, everyone's saying this. Everyone's saying Meghan Markle is either a sociopath, a psychopath, a narcissist. Like, everybody can see how destructive she is. So this is Meghan's case, how it works against her. So I think it is going to be very destructive to her with the media. Because then we can start talking about, well, what's a psychopath? And let's do a Netflix on about it, huh? I think I want a Netflix about the yacht girl, social climber, psychopath, and everything that's going on behind the scenes of the Obamas and the Clintons and Oprah and everything. I want to see the behind the scenes about that. So that's what I want to watch on Netflix. Are you listening, Netflix? We want to know about that. How may this be helping Megan's court case? Will this help her court case? Oh, eight of coins, minor arcana. Well, it does give her something to, I think of that saying, like when you have a hammer, everything's a nail, right? So I kind of get the feeling that this is going to be, Megan may use this to, try to defend herself because, she's defenseless. I mean, she's so guilty of everything that she's done, and so much she's guilty of, so much abuse, but it's going to hurt her more, though. I got a major arcana for how it'll hurt her case versus a minor arcana of how it helped. Yeah, she may be able to use this a little bit to her defense and try to play victim, but all in all, the basis of why the lawyer is saying it is solid, and he's got a ton of evidence to support what he's saying. Yeah, let's bring Trevor out. We need to interview Trevor, right? Yeah, right, right. Unleash your heart, right? Netflix is missing out on some powerful, very popular potential shows. I mean, I've got ideas coming out. They can call me Netflix. I can give you some ideas. Watch my videos. I mean, there's so much uh, that they could be doing that would have been like bestsellers, like not listening to Harry. I mean, and instead they're producing 6 episodes of Harry and Meghan whining. It's like, come on now. People love true crime. We love this stuff. It's all over the place. I want someone to investigate what's going on with Thomas Markle and these incidents around the Coleman Rayner employees. Trevity Trev, yeah. She's so unbelievable. Yeah, usually people have a cute nickname for their beloved, but Megan's Trevity Trev. Okay, that's just so weird. How did she get him under her spell like that? Unbelievable. Poor man, you know? We need Trevor out there to testify because I'm sure Trevor's got a lot of good stories. Yeah. I'm gonna pitch some ideas to Netflix. Maybe I can make some money off it. So anyways, how is the public going to influence this with their opinion on Megan coming out? And we need to expose her too. Seven of Cups reversed. So public's not having much of an interest, but we'll be talking about it. We've been talking about it. Everybody knows. And there are lots of articles out there. I always see the Seven of Cups is like the internet often. Just lots of different stories and rumors and, like I said, crazy days and nights and a lot of, he's a lawyer. The entertainment lawyer at Crazy Days and Nights, he's a lawyer. So, and he's talking about how Megan with the Soho House and Misha Nunu and Mark Anderson and all that. He knows all the dirt on that. They got to bring him on the stand. So because he's saying all this stuff and he's a lawyer, so he wouldn't say it if it was just merely speculation, right? So yeah, there's some really good, solid evidence out there for sure. And Trevor's gonna write a book. Trevor definitely has to write a book about this for sure. Where's Trevor's book? I want to see his book. And instead of getting a good juicy book from Trevor, what do we get? We get another book from Omid. Scooby Dooby Doo. It's like, really? Really? I mean, this is abuse to us. I feel like we're suffering from a narcissistic psychopath's abuse with the crap they keep pushing out and nobody countering them and them getting away with abusing their staff and abusing her sister and abusing her father and she keeps getting away with it and Omid Scobie is going to turn around and Jack Royston and they're going to be kissing her butt and putting out all these stupid puff pieces trying to make her look like she's some you know Princess Diana 2.0, I mean it's such a mind F and it's an abuse. It's psychological abuse Megan's inflicting on all of us, in my opinion. Anyway, so how will this affect? This may not, this will be destructive. How will it affect the court as it goes on? And I got Knight of Cups reversed. Oh. Well, I mean, this can indicate going back over the past, which, you have to go back over the past in order to expose um, what's been going on, and path of destruction of Megan and her lies. This Page of Swords reversed is lying and lying and lying, which is what Megan has done, and she's done many lies, as we know, quite publicly. Very destructive. I think that this him coming out and focusing on Megan's mental illness is going to be and bringing up the evidence of it is going to be very destructive to Megan in her case. But uh, Megan's trying to flip it with her butt boy Royston. So I don't see it. In this particular case with defamation with Samantha, I don't think it's going, um, yeah, well, they'll be going over her past actions, so I think they will be reviewing it. But Megan, of course, is going to try to use this to portray herself as a victim. Hopefully Judge Honeywell can see through that, and then the long term, ooh, the Chariots. Oh my, Major Arcana. So, is that politics getting involved? So I see somebody getting their way here. Hopefully it's not Megan. Somebody pushing their agenda, political influence and power. I think this will be very powerful because I'm asking how will this revelation and discussion of Megan's psychopathology and her obvious trail of abuse, I think it will be very powerful in this court case and it will be a huge story and something that will be a very powerful influence on the judge, and in the case. So this will be brought up. It will be a strong influence. Will it help Megan or I think it's going to hurt her more because I'm getting more. It's going to hurt her Major Arcana. But there's going to be this is, um, but Megan turns it to herself. Like she's a narcissist. So instead of looking at the evidence of how she's abused her sister, the Sussex Squad, and deplatforming her, Christopher Boozy, and Omid Scobie with his book writing a chapter called "A Problem Like Samantha," and all these actions that Megan has done to attack her sister, and they're trying to turn it back over. Being the narcissist Megan is, she turns it back onto herself. Me, right? Like the Muppets video. Uh, she's turning it like, poor me. Everyone's accusing me of being this. So it is, very narcissistic to turn it back over, trying to put it back on her all the time. But I think that the evidence is quite clear of her abuse and her abuses. So I think this is going to be looking at Megan's history of abuse, abusing people, and lying, her pathological lying. I hope Judge Honeywell has a is a criminal justice as well to really appreciate. I think she does, though. I'm sure she does. This lawyer seems to really appreciate when he's dealing. I mean, lawyers of all people and judges deal with criminals every day, right? So they know a psychopath, criminal tendencies. They all psychopaths are often going to jail, and so it's not they're very well versed in this stuff. So yeah, I think that's going to be very strong, powerful, and don't forget her political connections as well. And describing how Meghan's gotten in with Harry as well. A lot going on here, a lot to look into and uncover for sure. Keep an eye on the judge, exactly. Keep an eye on everything. I mean, man, Meghan is always up to something, isn't she? This is powerful and destructive for sure. Let me see. Is this gonna? I think this is really gonna hurt Meghan and her case to be exposing all these abuses. So, and again, there's books written. Valentine Lowe's from the London Times. Of course, Tom Bauer's book exposed a lot, and of course, as well as Lady Colin Campbell, whose mother was a narcissist, describing, and also, oh, by the way, Lady Colin Campbell, there was a commenter who made all the connections between what Meghan did and Lady Colin Campbell's book about Princess Diana. And it showed without a doubt, basically, it proved, and this is for the lawyers, that Meghan followed all of Lady Colin Campbell's tips on how to be Meghan Markle from Lady Colin Campbell's book. And a commenter like connected all the dots from Lady Colin Campbell's book to what Meghan Markle did. So you can actually see like Meghan Markle did, in fact, certainly use Lady Colin Campbell's book to ensnare Harry. So it's really quite interesting in that way. And not that when I talk about how calculated Meghan is, I mean, she studied Lady Colin Campbell's book. Lady Colin Campbell gave Meghan the blueprint, the path, the list to follow. And so there's so much evidence of Meghan's manipulativeness and cunningness and craftiness. I mean, she is a criminally minded psychopath par excellence. I mean, she's definitely and you can tell by just looking at her, she looks like a psychopath. I mean, I posted that picture the other day of her, going shopping for food at the food market, and she looks like a friggin' stalker. I mean, just look at her and see. I mean, you don't even need, you take one look at her and you're like, oh shit, get away, pardon my French. But, she looks like it too, you know what I mean? So there's a lot to uncover, and I hope this lawyer. I'm so happy this lawyer is doing this, and even that Jack Royston, even though he's Megan's butt boy, I'm so glad he's writing about this. We do need to expose more of Megan's uh, malicious criminal psychopathology, her vindictiveness, her calculated cunningness climb to the top, and her viciousness and her power hungry, nasty, her Sussex Squad, the Christopher Boozy tactics with Netflix and everything. I mean, it all needs to be exposed. Meghan Markle needs to be exposed for what she is. We need a Netflix titled Meghan Markle Psychopath and just go into everything she's done that proves it because there's so much. So much. Yeah, her eyes are dead. Yeah. And she's also like, deadly, venomous, man. Oh yeah, your son says Trevor's a nice guy. Yeah, I bet he is. Megan manipulated him like so many others. I don't know. Megan's got some kind of we gotta figure that out too. How does she ensnare these men and control them so well? Like, how the hell does she do it? Succubus, right? That's why she's got the evil power coming in there. She's got major manipulative. I think NLP. She does a lot of NLP with the way she talks. I notice. I'm no expert in that, but I could see that she's doing that. She's very manipulative, very cunning and manipulative minds. Very dangerous psychopath, in my opinion. I think, don't underestimate her. I think she's probably could go down in history as like a Hannibal Lecter on steroids. Like I think that, yeah, that because the way she can manipulate these men is like, yeah. there's something going on. And Dory has taught her a lot, you know that, but she's perfected it. She's really perfected it. So, and she has an uncle who used to be in what was in the CIA, was he in diplomat? So she's got some serious connections there to learn some stuff. So something going on here. There's some really dark, shady stuff going on here that needs to be investigated, in my opinion. And psychopathology is just one of them, you know. MK Ultra, da, da, gotta get more into this. So, anyways, all right, so I'm gonna end this here. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. Bye bye, everyone.